how's it going? It's me, Megan, and I am back with another video. If you guys are new to my channel, I'm a part-time reseller on Poshmark and a few other platforms, but mostly Poshmark. And here on YouTube, I like to make reseller content. I'll do sold videos, I'll do unboxings, I'll do all that good stuff. So if that is something you guys are interested in, please make sure to like and subscribe, and that way you'll never miss one of my videos. So I am doing my What Sold Sunday video today. Hopefully it gets uploaded today. I've been having serious trouble with my uploading and it just taking hours to upload. Sometimes these come out on Sundays and sometimes they don't come out until Monday, but I do most of the time film them on Sunday. But yeah, I'll be sharing my sales from this last week, February 20th to the 26th. I will say it was a busy week in terms of number of sales. I had a lot of sales, but in terms of total gross and net sales, they weren't very high, but I will get into that. And yeah, I had sent in a box to The RealReal about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and they have just now processed my items and they actually accepted everything I sent them, which is really exciting. I did only send them things on their accepted brands list because I didn't know, but you guys taught me that you can just send in things that they sell on their website but they don't have on that list. So brands you're not going to get as much money for, but they still will sell it for you if they're in good shape. So I do have a bunch more stuff I want to send to them. But yeah, I sent them I think 15 or 16 pieces and they accepted them all, and they're just now getting them listed on their website. A lot of them are still in processing, but I think I have a good handful that are active, and I actually already had a sale. So I will include that in my next week's What Sold With Me video because it sold today. And yeah, really excited. Hopefully I'll have more sales from The RealReal to share with you guys next week. So I'll keep you updated with all of that, but yeah, pretty exciting. So yeah, I'm gonna get into my sales now. Last Sunday and Monday were super slow for me. Each day I only sold one item, so that was not a great start to my week. I honestly thought this week was gonna be absolute trash, but it did pick up, so thank God. But last Sunday I only had one sale. I sold these low-rise American Eagle jeans. You might remember these. I got these in a recent bins trip 2 or 3 weeks ago maybe, and they did sell. They get a lot of attention on the platforms that I listed them on, but they did end up selling on Mercari. Someone offered me $21 and I decided to accept. I've been getting a lot of reasonable offers lately, which makes me really happy because a lot of the times people just love to lowball me, and I'm like, just send me a reasonable offer. Make me want to accept your offers, you know? So they sent me 21, I accepted, and after fees I made $17.99. And then on Monday, again, I only had one sale. I sold these Lululemon Boogie shorts on Poshmark. These are probably a bad pickup on my part, but you know, I love selling Lululemon, so I tend to pay up for things that I really shouldn't. I bought these at Goodwill, I think in January, and I paid like 10 bucks for them, which was too high, but I thought that they were cute. They're that like shorty look that's kind of trendy right now. I did accidentally send this to the wrong customer, which has only ever happened to me once before, like a year ago. And unfortunately I got it mixed up with a very expensive sale that I made last week. So fingers crossed that everything gets worked out. It's obviously super frustrating for them, and I feel like terrible that that happened because I'm so good at double checking usually because I am that nervous to send the wrong items to the wrong people. So I'm not quite sure what happened there. I imagine I just switched the 2 labels because I just go off of the username on the labels, and sometimes they're just so similar. But hopefully that gets figured out soon. And again, I always just feel so terrible about that, but I do like to share those things because I know so many people worry about that happening, that it does happen. Even if you are super careful, it can happen, and it's not a big deal. Just be super understanding and super transparent with the people that bought your products. I just try to be really responsive and really apologetic. End up selling for $30, and after that all gets figured out, I will make $22.50. And then on Tuesday, I had 4 sales. I sold this Ellie Tahari plaid skirt. Ellie Tahari is not a brand that I've ever picked up before, and I'm not even quite sure if I've seen it that often in the wild. But the comps do seem to be pretty good on that brand for certain items. This actually came to me in a flip lot that I received. I liked the way it looked. I do like to sell skirts occasionally if I like the way they look. I like that it had like the slit and like kind of like the asymmetricalness of it. It was definitely a funner work skirt for someone that needs to dress up for work. It ended up selling on Mercari for $28. After Mercari fees, I made $24.09, and then after flip consignment fees, I will make $11.49. Then I sold this World Market tunic. I don't know why those two words are so hard for me to say. Market tunic that I picked up at the bins again kind of recently. I just liked the item. I do okay selling World Market pieces. Nothing I'd ever pay up for, but they tend to sell pretty quickly for me, the ones that I have picked up. But I liked this as like a beach cover up. It was a little bit longer. It could be a dress, but it was very lightweight and sheer. It ended up selling on Mercari for $12, and after fees, I made $10.15. Then I sold this Mountain Hardwear hoodie, again, a recent bins find. I was excited to find this piece because I did really like it, but I've been just having such a hard time selling Mountain Hardwear recently that when someone offered me $12, I just decided to accept because I would rather sell it for a little bit than wait forever for a buyer to come around and offer me like a reasonable price. So it ended up selling for $12, and after fees, I made $9.05. Then I sold this Rebecca Minkoff leather purse. I've had this purse for probably 2 years now. This came in a name brand handbag ThredUP rescue box that I received, again, like 2 years ago. I still have at least 2 bags from that box. I honestly don't even remember what the other bags I got in that box were, but they're both the Rebecca Minkoff bags. One I sent to the RealReal and they accepted it in its processing. This one I still had, and somebody offered me $30 and I decided to accept. I was kind of thrown off by it. I'm like, I don't know why no one's ever offered me anything for this purse. It gets attention, but no one's ever sent me an offer. But I accept it because I've had it forever. And yeah, sold for $30, and after fees, I made $24 on Poshmark. Then Wednesday the 23rd was my best day. I sold 8 items. The first thing I sold was this Polo Ralph Lauren men's long sleeve top. I liked this. I always like the Polo Ralph Lauren pieces where the little logo guy is like all colored in. I don't know if that has a specific name, but if it does, I didn't use it because I don't know what it is. And these pieces tend to do pretty well for me. I was watching someone's YouTube video, I don't remember who, and they said to use the keyword for items like this of old money aesthetic, I think. And so I put that in there. I don't think it helped too much, but it could be a keyword to keep in mind in the future. But yeah, I picked this up again recently at the bins. Someone offered me $20 and I did accept, and after fees, I made $16. Then I sold these DL 1961 denim overalls. I got these in a ThredUP denim rescue box maybe 5-6 months ago now. So they have been sitting for a while, but it is, you know, going into spring and summer, and people are really going to be purchasing overalls and, you know, the short style overalls like this. And DL 1961 is a very expensive brand. I have not had the best luck reselling it, but the comps on this specific piece seemed really high, like $90, but it didn't get much interest since I've had it listed. It might have sold for more if I just waited a little bit longer for, you know, spring and summer to really start. But when someone offered me $65, I thought that was super fair. I decided to accept. And after fees, I made $52 on Poshmark. Then I sold these American Eagle distressed jegging crop jeans. These came from a very recent ThredUP denim box that I received that I will be posting this week if you're interested in watching that. These actually sold the same day I listed them, and I was very surprised. But I do think people like a certain style of American Eagle jeans. So I always try to use all the keywords on the jeans themselves. They have different stretch names. So I use the one that it says by the label, and I'll always use the actual name that's sewn in the jeans. So these were the jegging crop, along with other keywords like distressed and all that. They did sell the same day, like I mentioned. They sold for $22, and after fees, I made $16.10. Then I sold these Torrid bootcut jeans, a recent bins find. They were a 24 short, and I feel like a lot of times with plus size jeans, I find a lot of them in short. I don't know if they make them too long for people because as they go up with size, maybe they go up with length, but I feel like the size short does really well for me when it comes to plus size jeans and selling them. But these sold for $32 and after fees I made $23.14. Then I sold these Lululemon shorts. I feel like last week when I said Lululemon has just stopped moving for me, I like all of a sudden all my Lululemon stuff started selling. So hopefully that continues. I do think I just had a lot of, you know, short sleeve shorts, stuff like that. So people are now going to be shopping for those as spring and summer approach. These were from a flip lot that I'm selling. I had the model photo for these in the listing, but I didn't like it. So I had it for a really long time listed with the model photo. Once I took the model photo off of the listing, it started to get a lot more attention. So I think other people also didn't think that the model photo was very cute. But they did actually end up selling on eBay. They sold for $30 on there. After fees, I made $26.40. And then after flip consignment fees, I'll make $14.40. Then I sold these rag and bone crop skinny jeans from a denim rescue box I received, again, like 5 or 6 months ago. I'm kind of just getting around to listing a lot of these jeans. They've been in my death pile for a while. These specifically, I waited to list because they did have a lot of, I always call it pulling, but puckering, like throughout, but they were a good brand and they were a cute style. And a lot of the times Rag & Bone will have their style name in the jeans somewhere, so they're easy to look up. So I listed them, but I listed them very cheaply, I think around $25, and then someone offered me $20 on Mercari, and I did decide to accept, so after fees I'll make $17.12. And I will say Rag & Bone has been a harder move for me in general, so I wouldn't pay up for their items anymore, but if I receive it, you know, in a rescue box or I see it at the bins, I do think I'll pick it up. And I did hear recently that I think they do accept that brand at The RealReal. They also will not sell it for very much, but I feel like if you find the jeans in good enough condition, you can still move them for around $20 if you also have a hard time selling it. Then I had a couple of ThredUP sales. I sold this Lucky Brand olive like shacket, like lightweight jacket situation. It sold for $13.60 and after fees I made $1.73. And then I sold this Ann Taylor short sleeve blouse. I really liked this blouse, but it was hard for me to photograph myself like on a hanger to see all the pretty draping that it had. So it did end up selling on there for $11.20 and after fees I'll make $1.18. Then on Thursday the 24th I had 3 sales. I had a couple of full price sales, which is always exciting. I had a full price buy of these American Eagle black skater jeans. Again, you might have seen these in my Friday bins trip video. They did sell pretty quickly. The model photo showed them as like a true black, but mine were a little bit more of a black wash. So I was worried that that wouldn't translate, like they'd click on it hoping it'd be a true black and then see that it was a black wash and be less interested in it. They ended up selling for $35 and after fees I made $26.28. And then again, a full price buy of another American Eagle jean that was in my Friday video. These are the skinny kick. I wouldn't really pick up American Eagle skinny jeans unless they had something else going on for them. Now that's probably so easy to find, you know, basic skinny jeans, and skinny jeans are, you know, going out of style more. But these were the skinny kicks, so they did have a bit of a boot cut-esque flair to them. So a great little transition to somebody who's not 100% sold on the flare style. They ended up selling for $30, which is what I had them listed at, and they sold on Mercari, and then after fees I made $25.83. Then I sold these Levi's 501 cutoffs, and these were purposely cut off. I didn't do this. These came to me like that in a denim rescue box, again, that I'll be posting this week. And again, originally I thought that someone had cut them off, and I'm sure that's probably why ThredUP didn't end up selling them themselves. But when I looked it up, they were meant to be this way. So that was great because there was a model photo, and they ended up selling for $34, and after fees I made $25.48. And then Friday was another really good week for me. I had 8 sales. The first thing I sold was this that I'm gonna mispronounce again, even though one of you was nice enough to correct me. I totally forgot. Lieberkind, Berlin. I also have a hard time saying Berlin because my hometown's name is Berlin. Berlin is in Germany. so I'm just a full mess. But this cute leather purse, if you remember, I got this at the bins at the beginning of the month, I want to say, or at the end of last month. And I did need to clean the interior because it had some like weird powdery residue throughout, but I was able to fix that up and get it listed. It ended up selling on Mercari, and I had it listed at 80, but someone offered me 60, so I thought that that was reasonable. So after fees, I made $51.96. Then I sold this Adidas gray men's pullover. This came to me in a very recent flip lot. It sold for 30. After Poshmark fees, I made 24. And then after flip consignment fees, I will make 12. Then I sold these ZOIC bike shorts. Again, you might have remembered these from my Friday video. ZOIC is a bike brand, not like a motorcycle bike, like a normal bike. And these I was excited to find. Comps looked really good when I quickly looked them up at the bins. Mine did have some wear to the fabric, and I noticed that they were these clips on the inside, but I couldn't imagine what it was missing. But when I looked it up online, they actually come with a liner that I don't know if they're like those traditional fitted bike shorts or if there's some type of underwear, but mine didn't have that. So I ended up just listing these on the cheaper end of comps, hoping to get a quick sale. And then someone offered me 15 and I decided that was fair. And after fees, I made 12. But a brand to probably keep your eye out for, especially if you find it for a cheap price in really good condition. Because if mine were in like more like new condition, comps for these shorts went all the way up to like $40, $45. So then I sold these Madewell 10-inch skinny jeans, again from my Friday video. I was skeptical about picking these up. I'm never gonna leave Madewell behind, to be completely honest, at the bins. I just can't. But I also just have a really hard time selling Madewell's skinny jeans in general. And like I mentioned, skinny jeans are kind of going out of style. So when I picked these up, I did decide to list them reasonably on the lower end of comps again. And just in general, I need to get more realistic with what I list my items at, because pretty much every single time I list something, I list it at the very, very, very high end of comps. And that's not how you get quick sales. But now that I go to the bins more often, I am more willing to list things reasonably because I didn't pick them up for much, and also accept lower offers because again, I didn't pick them up for much. They sold for 31 and after fees, I made 23.08. Then I sold these Levi's high waist loose fit jeans, super cute. These again came in a recent denim box that I'll post this week. I feel like I could have got a little bit more for these jeans, but they sold within a couple of days of me listing them, and the person did lowball me, but then came up quite a bit. So if someone does that, I'm much more likely to sell it to them because I could tell they really want the item. And for a quick flip, I thought that the offer was reasonable. They ended up selling for 45 and after fees, I made 36. Then I sold these Steve Madden brown suede heels. I do think these sold because they're definitely giving 70s vibes, which is super on trend right now. These came from a shoebox that I got at least half a year ago at this point. I didn't think that they would sell for this much, but they sold for 24 and after fees I made $17.48. Then I sold this North Face small hiking backpack. This came from a flip lot as well. It ended up selling for 30. After Poshmark fees, I made 24. And then after flip consignment fees, I made 12. Then I sold this Marimekko and Uniqlo collab windbreaker. Comps on this looked so good, and this did get a ton of interest in my closet as well, but this is from a flip consignment and I need to sell it pretty much within 90 days, and it is in the last, I think, 20 days of me selling this person's items, so I wanted to get it to move. So I did accept a lower offer. I accepted an offer of 45. After Poshmark fees, I made 36, and then after flip consignment fees, I made 18. But some of these can sell for like $80 because Marimekko is a designer brand, but this is a Uniqlo collab, and you know, Uniqlo is a lower end brand. But I don't know if they make this collab anymore or if it's really hard to find like some of the Target collabs are. But if you, even that collab I would pick up because again, comps were pretty high. Then on Saturday, I only had 2 sales yesterday. It was a very, very slow day for me, which was sad, but it's totally fine. The first thing I sold, again, was from a flip lot. It was an Abercrombie and Fitch duster, super cute. Their newer stuff, like I've mentioned a lot of times, is super trendy, super popular on TikTok. So I was excited to sell this piece. It ended up selling for 30. After Poshmark fees, I made 22.28. And then after flip consignment fees, I'll make $10.28. The last thing I sold yesterday were these velvet heart bell-bottom jeans. These came from a denim box I got a while ago. Really liked this style. Again, very 70s, very trendy right now. They ended up selling for $32 on Poshmark, and after fees, I made $25.60. And I don't know too much about that brand, but I did really love the style. I think it's kind of like a boutique brand. All right, so with all those sales, I had a very small gross total this week. My gross total was only $788.80, and then after fees of $255.96, I net $532.84. So I'm still very happy with that. Again, 500 and up, I am perfectly happy with. This is just my part-time gig. Slower weeks don't affect me as bad as I know it does for a lot of you. And I did hear from some of you guys the algorithm changing back has been super beneficial to your businesses. And you know, it's not totally back to normal, but it's getting there. So I hope you guys are seeing some increase in your sales again, especially if you were affected by it. Let me know. Let me know how your sourcing and selling is going, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye.